today I brought back the Hartford Whalers into the NHL, made them the 33rd NHL team. And this is a recap of our expansion team and what it's going to look like. Key notable players here. We got Jake DeBrusk, Noah Hanifin, JT Comper, Dennis Goryanov, Dominic Kubalik, Jesse Puljujarvi, the Bison King, Colin White, Ryan Reeves, Rebo is here in Hartford. How about Scott Mayfield? Vitaly Kravitsov was available. We also got Tony D'Angelo, and our goaltenders are going to consist of Aiden Hill, Connor Delia, and Matt Murray. What a trio we have here in Hartford. And with the NHL draft that was upon us, we took Alexander Sokolov, 4th overall, and he looks like a mighty fine player. 82 overall, medium elite power forward. Look at them shooting stats. They look fantastic. And we made a trade for Alexander Barbanoff, getting rid of one of our second round picks, a 3rd and a 5th for Barbanoff. And here is our team going into year one. Look at that first line: Dominic Kubalik, JT Comper, and Barbanoff. It's not the strongest of duos. We got Sokolov playing 3rd line, and 4th line's not that strong. We don't have any big intentions this year to be that good, but our defensive pairings are quite nice, so I'm very much looking for. I don't think we should be bad defensively. However, we'll see how the season goes, and in net, our starting goaltenders will be Matt Murray and the backup Aiden Hill. At the trade deadline, we are 24, 30, and 8, and we weren't doing that hot here, but honestly, we're an expansion team. We didn't have much expectations this year. We had a 247 goals for right now and a 303 goals against. It is not looking too hot here in Hartford, and our top point getter right now is Jake DeBrusk on 19 goals, 22 assists with 41 points. Jeff Carter having a nice little year at whatever the fuck old age he's at. Very, very nice, solid year. Sokolov has 27 points, 15 goals, and 12 assists. And in net, we have Aiden Hill doing really good. And the first trade we would make come this trade deadline is trading JT Comper to the Edmonton Oilers for a 2nd and a 3rd round pick, adding draft capital to this team, and also while trading Trevor Van Riemsdyk for a 3rd and a 5th. And obviously, we do not make playoffs, finishing a 33, 37, and 12 record. Jake DeBrusk was our top point getter, and we finished 8th in the Metro. Our goals for did go up a little bit. Our goals against did go down, so we did improve a little bit. We finished with 78 points on the year. Not too terrible. Should be better. And in the entire league, we were the 7th worst team, giving us the 7th best odds for the 1st overall pick in the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. We would hope maybe we can get Bedard with how shitty we were. We'll find out here in a moment with the draft lottery. As you see, Jake DeBrusk, 56 points, 24 goals, 32 assists. Very nice year. Kubalik, 51 points. Tony D'Angelo, 10 goals, 40 assists, 50 points. Have yourself a season, buddy. Barbanoff, not a bad addition. 44 points, 18 goals, 26 assists. Puljujarvi, probably one of his better career years, so it's a good sight to see. And goaltending, Aiden Hill was an absolute dog. However, Matt Murray was dog shit. And we had to re-sign Jesse Puljujarvi and a bunch of all these players. And draft lottery, we dropped from the 7th to 8th, and that is not ideal. However, Bedard doesn't go 1st overall. Whoever this Yuri Kavashad guy goes, he gets taken 1st overall. So this means the Anaheim Ducks get Connor Bedard. Wouldn't that be deadly? Bedard and Zegras on the same team. And with our pick, we would go and take Dalibor Dvorsky, 75 overall, medium elite. And then here's all the re-signs that we've done with Vitaly Kravitsov being the big one. Christian Fischer, Logan Brown, Aiden Hill does not stay. And come free agency, we noticed that David Pastrnak was here, and I was very, very interested in his services. So we offer David Pastrnak a $12.8 million times 7-year deal, and the fucker goes to Buffalo.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
So we go on the look elsewhere, and we offer Trevor Moore, Damon Severson, and we try and bring them in while also firing our head coach. So we take a look at Emmerich Brathwaite. We give him a pretty big deal, and hopefully he become the coach. But no, this guy decides to go to Colorado. I can't necessarily blame him. I'd go to Colorado over Hartford too. So we go after Brent Tallender for a 7-year deal. Quite the deal. While we also sign Michael Bunting here to Hartford. And here are our lines for year number 2. The first line, a little better. You got Jake DeBrusk, Jeff Carter, Trevor Moore. It does look a little better. Second line, Sokolov has gotten a little better. He's paired up with Jesper Bogfist down the middle. And how about our defense? Still looking very good. Not much changes, but still looking very mighty. And Matt Murray in net with Aiden Hill as the backup. And our record is better here at the trade deadline than it was last year, 28 and 29 and 6. We are having 263 goals for per game and a 290 goals against. Our power play percentage, not the best. We're working on it. However, our top points getter yet again is Jake DeBrusk. He's doing very, very good here in Hartford. How about Trevor Moore, 47 points in 63 games? Absolutely great signing so far. Barbanev, we wish for him to be a little better. You got Michael Bunting, Noah Hannafin, and obviously our goaltenders. Matt Murray's playing a little better this year, but Aiden Hill is picking up the slack with yet again less games played. And how about this trade? We make an absolute masterclass trade, trading Tony DeAngelo for Kirill Marchenko and Jack Roslovic. And then we also trade Puljujarvi because he was ass. And we bring in Kevin LeBlanc and Kaapo Kahokinen. And we are going to re-sign Jake DeBrusk, as course as one would do. Also bring back Damon Severson. And we're also going to sign Jack Roslovic as well. And we do not make playoffs, of course. However, we started getting on a roll after that trade deadline. We finished 41, 36, and 5, or 35 and 6. Basically 41 and 41. Our goals for went up, and our goals against still 285. Power play percentage did go up a little bit as well. Finished 6th in the Metro. Jake DeBrusk finished the year on 62 points, 26 goals, 36 assists. Trevor Moore had a nice little solid year. How about Jack Roslovic? Over a point per game, 22 points in 19 games played here in Hartford. Absolute stud. And Michael Bunting, I mean, we wish that he would do a little more. Sokolov, we wish he would play a little better. Hopefully he can take that next big step. In goaltending, Kokinen wasn't bad, but yet again, I still believe we need to address this goaltending position, and we need to go out and get ourselves a franchise goaltender. You know, Kahokinen was good for us, though. And Jesper Bachfist will sign to a one-year deal at 6.9. And here is your playoff tree for year 2. The Anaheim Ducks go on to win the Stanley Cup, defeating the Carolina Hurricanes in 7 games. How about the Leafs finally getting past the first round, however, losing in the Eastern Conference Finals? Tough scenes. In the draft lottery, we jumped from 14th to 4th. And this is huge for this franchise because we can get a franchise-changing player. And I noticed come to the draft, the Devils are interested in trading their first overall pick, and I wanted Cole Eiersman. So what does one do when they wanted the first overall pick? They trade for it. I gave up a shit ton of picks. However, it was worth it because we are bringing in Cole Eiersman, 81 overall, high elite sniper. He's going to be an absolute dog for us here in Hartford. I mean, look at all of this. X Factors, medium elite. Oh, he's just going to be fantastic. And here's all of our re-signings that we are bringing back. Guryanov's coming back. Sean Walker, Cody Glass. Cole Eiersman does sign with the team, and he'll be on the team this year coming up. And we also go after Brett Pache, 6.5 time 3-year deal. However, and we also go with Ilya Sorokin to tighten up and solidify our franchise goaltending position because we really need this. So we are dropping Sorokin the bag. 8 mil times 5. This is going to be an absolute big changing. And also we see Patrick Kane.
Why are you touching me, man? Do you like touching guys?
And we take a big L with Brett Pache leaving us for the Colorado Avalanche. However, Ilya Sorokin does sign. So instead of getting Pache, we do go out and sign Joel Edmondson. How about it? Patrick Kane is a Hartford Whaler. And look at this first line. Cole Eiersman, Trevor Moore, Patrick Kane. Second line, DeBrusk, Lazovic, Sokolov. Third line, Kubalik, Bachfist, Michael Bunting. And the fourth line looks pretty good with Kravitsov down there. How about Hannafin, Severson, Edmondson? I mean, look at our defense. Pretty solid. Cal Foote up to an 83 overall. And obviously in net, we have Ilya Sorokin. And on February 6th, we were 28, 21, and 4. We actually have a winning record, and Patrick Kane's doing great thing for us. So I needed to make sure we re-signed him. And in the meantime, we also re-signed Alexander Sokolov. And here at the trade deadline, we would be 33, 25, and 5. And we would be placed 4th in the Metro at the first wild card spot. And we are scoring a lot. 330. However, the goals against Sorokin's not having the best year. We're having a really good power play. However, we need to have a little bit better defensively. And we need to see more from Sorokin. However, Patrick Kane, Jack Roslovic, 61 points in 63 games, absolute stud. Sokolov's finally taken that step, 52 points in 63 games. Eiersman having himself a rookie year. I mean, we're getting so much contribution offensively. Now, Jake DeBrusk, he's taking a big step back because he's not the top guy no more. And Ilya Sorokin, still not doing bad. We'd like to see him do better. So to tighten up defensively, we bring in Dylan Coughlin, trading a second and a third for his services. And we make the playoffs in year 3, taking on the Washington Capitals. Finally, we make the playoffs. Playoff hockey returns to Hartford, and we are 45, 29, and 8. We finished second in the Metro, just right behind the New York Rangers. We had 288 goals against, so it did get slightly better. Our goals for still pretty high, 328. Patrick Kane, obviously, is our top points getter, having 85 points in 82 games, 37 goals, and 48 assists. How about Cole Eiersman? His rookie year, he puts up 73 points on 23 goals and 50 assists. Absolute stud. Moore doing fantastic. fantastic. Sokolov taking that next step. We really need to see that out of these young players, and it's really helped and contributed to us making the playoffs. And Sorokin, his goals against did go down. And in Game 1, we would beat the Capitals 5-2. And then in Game 2, we would also win that one to put us up 2-0 series lead. Then going into Game 3, we would lose that game. However, can we follow it up? No. It's a 2-2 series. Big game here. Fuck, we lose to the Capitals in Game 5, and I need to make some big line changes, so I go ahead and do so. Will this work, and will we avoid the reverse sweep? And no, we don't. We lose to the Capitals in reverse sweep fashion, and we get bounced in 6, and here's your playoff tree from this playoffs. You got the Colorado Avalanche going on to hoist the Stanley Cup, defeating the Carolina Hurricanes, who lost the Cup last season in 6 games. Yet again, the Leafs getting beat in 6 games. Old Toronto. What can I say? And as you see, the reigning Stanley Cup champs, the Ducks, getting bounced in 5 games. Your Art Ross winner would go to Mikko Rantanen, and Norris goes to Cale Makar. Cole Heisman wins the Calder Memorial. Attaboy. Conn Smythe goes to McKinnon. Fedotov, interesting. He gets the Vezina, even though he's stuck in Russia. Very, very interesting. And Maurice Richard goes to Austin Matthews. And with our pick, we take goaltender Gabriel Daigle. Very interesting pick, because one would think you just signed Ilya Sorokin. So what the hell is the point of taking a goaltender for future trade assets? And at the re-sign phase, we do keep Dylan Coghlan. We bring him back. Vitaly Kravitsov does re-sign. Kevin LeBlanc, Calfa, and a bunch of other notable names and young players. And we also do re-sign Jesper Bachvist, because I accidentally let him hit the market. And we do go after Henry Jokiharju. We traded for him because we didn't have the RFA assets, which was a 2nd round pick. So we made a trade for him and signed him. And we also brought in Taylor Hall this offseason. So our top 9 is looking very, very nice heading into year number 4. We only have 2 more chances to go on to win this Stanley Cup, and we need to make the most of it. And we are currently sitting 2nd in the Metropolitan Division. We are having a 334 goals for per game. We are scoring at will with a 279 goals against. We're putting up a great team effort. That would put us 7th place in the entire league. We are doing a phenomenal job. How about Patrick Kane? Even at 37 years of age, putting up 64 points in 62 games, having already a 30-goal season. Jack Roslovic, 48 points in 62 games, absolute dog. Taylor Hall is doing okay for his old age. We'd like to see him do a little better. And a lot of our defensemen are doing really, really, really strong and solid this year. Calfoot having another great season this year. And goaltending, Ilya Sorokin, we'd like to see him do better. Obviously Oliver's doing pretty well. And here at the trade deadline, we make a big trade. We're trading for Andrea Burakovsky to put it in there on the 3rd line. And boys, that look at this line. I mean, that 3rd line, Taylor Hall, Dalibor Dvorsky, and Andrei Burakovsky. Even the 4th line, Kravitsov, Bachvist, and LeBlanc. That is absolutely deadly. Look, I mean, it is absolutely deadly, actually. I don't know why, but it took out Dominic Kubalik, so we put him right back in there. It makes that 4th line even stronger, and our defensive pairings looking really, really strong with Hanifin, Jokiharju, Severson, Coghlan, and everything else. We are looking super strong. And then we're also going to re-sign Trevor Moore to a big deal, but he deserves it. And also, we are bringing back Patrick Kane. And we yet again make the playoffs. This time around, however, we would go on to win our division, win the Metro, having by 1 point, winning the division by 1 point. Hey, a win's a win. We finished 45, 27, and 10 with 327 goals for per game and a 267 goals against. Our power play percentage is not good. It's below 15%. I don't understand how it got worse from last season, but it did. It is what it is. How about Patrick Kane having a hell of a season at 37 years of age with 87 points on the season? Absolute stud. Andrei Burakovsky, only 7 points in 20 games. We'd like to see him do a little better, but hey, as long as he maybe turns it on for playoffs, we would be all good. And goaltending, Ilya Sorokin, we just really need him to do better. In Game 1, we would go on to win 4-3 against the Red Wings. Can we repeat that in Game 2? Yes, we do. However, we went up 2-0 against the Capitals. However, this time around, we go up 3-0. Can we sweep the Red Wings in Detroit? No, we cannot. So, can we do it in Hartford? No, we can't win our first series as a franchise. How about Game 6? Can we win? No, there's a Game 7. Are you kidding me? Are we about to choke a 3-0 series lead? And here we are, Game 7 back in Hartford. We need the clutch up, boys. We're already 1-0 Hartford halfway through the second period. And how about Dalibor Dvorsky putting up a big time goal there. How about Jack Roslovic make it a 3-2 Hartford Whalers lead, and at the end of 2, it is a 3-0 Whalers lead, and the Red Wings firing right back. They scored, chop it down to 2 goals. However, Alexander Barbanev, former Whaler, and Marco Kasper, are you kidding me? No way. We just choked a 3-0 lead, both in the series and in the Game 7 itself. This is Toronto Maple Leafs-esque. This is absolutely terrible, and there's a Game 7 overtime. Here in Game 7, we need to clutch up. Can somebody here in Hartford come up clutch and win us this round and move on to the second round? Because we want to have some sustained success here in Hartford. Power play for the Red Wings. Can we kill it off? Yes, we do. Absolutely clutch stuff. Clutch kill there by the boys. We're out shooting them by 8 shots. Can someone just please come up clutch? That's a Hartford Whaler, not a Red Wing. However, in the second overtime, we somehow fumble the fucking bag and we choke a 3-0 series lead and lose to the Red Wings in 7 games. Are you fucking kidding me?
Look at my gown, I ain't go to play. I'd rather die before I come in last.
I don't know how the hell this fucking team managed to do that, but this team needs a reality check going into next season. We only have one more shot, one more season to go after the Stanley Cup, and we can't be having this embarrassment keep going on longer and longer. And of course, the Red Wings would have to go on to the Eastern Conference Finals. However, thankfully, they would lose to the Maple Leafs in Game 7. And yet again, we had one hell of a Stanley Cup Final. Canucks and Maple Leafs. This will never happen in real life. 1000% would never, ever, ever come even close to happening in real life with those two piss-poor poverty franchise coming even sniffing towards the finals. Absolutely disgrace. Actually hoisting it, let alone. Okay, let's pivot now. Let's not bash these poor teams. And here's all the re-signings we are bringing back here this offseason. There's some notable ones like Dvorsky, we do get him extended, and Taylor Hall we're also going to bring back. And we also make a big trade here for Timothy Clevin of the Ottawa Senators because he is RFA, and we didn't, obviously, just like last year, we didn't have the second round pick, so we decided just to trade for him, and he was very cheap, and I thought he would help the defense immensely. So here is our forward lines for year number 5, the last season, the last chance, last dance we have to go on to maybe even potentially win the Stanley Cup, and our defensive pairings are even better this year. We're strong, ready, and loaded. And at the trade deadline, we are 36-18-8. We're only 3 points off of the Rangers for the top seed in the Metropolitan. We have 2 games in hand on them as well, so there's a very good chance we can go on to win this division. And we are currently the 4th best team in the NHL. We have ourselves a wagon here in Hartford, and I think this is going to be the season, boys. I genuinely believe this is going to be the season. I see that Alex Tuch is in at the trade block, and I became very intrigued, and I made a deal done. Look at all these assets I'm giving up. I don't care. We want Alex Tuch. We only have one more last chance to go do this, and we got Alex Tuch. Really rejuvenized that third line, and here we are, 49-23-10 final record, and we would go on to win the Metropolitan by 3 points. We finished with a 324 goals for per game and a 285 goals against. Absolutely great all-around team play, and we finished 1 point off becoming the President's Trophy team. That's actually probably a good thing because of the President's Trophy curse, so it's probably not a bad thing that we didn't win the trophy, so I ain't bitching. So Patrick Kane with 87 points, 30 goals, and 57 assists at age 38, absolute stud. How about Jack Roslovic, Cole Iresman, point per game, shout out. Alexander Sokolov, I mean all the young players, Jake DeBrusk, 69 points, Alex Tuch, 12 points in 20 games. We were surefire wagon, certified wagon. We had a bunch of hungry dogs. This is the year, boys. We are going to go on to win the Stanley Cup. Even Sorokin put it together. It is bound to happen. Here we go. Game 1, taking on the Senators. We win 1-0 series lead. Game 2, we lose. We'll get it back here in Game 3. No, okay. We don't win Game 3. We'll get Game 4. No big deal. We're down 3-1. What the fuck? We're down 3-1. I started panicking, so I made some massive line changes. I couldn't let this shit happen. No. I am not getting bounced. Reverse swept yet again for the 3rd straight year. Are you fucking kidding me? 3 straight years we get reverse swept and bounced out of the playoffs. That's 3 years in a row, and that means there is no Stanley Cup for the Hartford Whalers.
It is what it is. It is what it is.